dudes, how's it going? It's Red Cell Guerilla out here. I just wanted to go over some combat concepts. Yes, I know last video was about the blaster rifle. My heart could not take those crappy groups that I was getting with a pistol sight, so I threw the 1-6 back on. It has been fantastic for me for the last couple years. So, you know, there's your why. I could not take the inaccuracy of my own shots with my tiny heart syndrome and say, well, that's good enough for if something goes bad. Wasn't good enough for me, which means, you know, check yourselves out. If you got a pistol sight that only has like 6 MOA and you're trying to make shots from 200 yards or 300 yards, something might not match up, right? Or you're going to be spending more ammunition than you want to. All right, so I wanted to get into combat concepts or battle concepts. So a few things we're going to be talking about today. Audacity, hold on, what's that as the screen on? Audacity, concentration, surprise, tempo, overmatch, and standoff. So standoff is probably going to be there before overmatch. Now I'm going to give you guys the actual definition of Audacity. However, the short version is a simple plan of action boldly executed. Let's break that down since I only got about 10 minutes. A simple plan of action boldly executed. Something that we always said in the military about Audacity was dare. You're daring do. So Audacity is that plan of action that especially White Cell and Blue 4 are going, you would not dare to do this. How dare you do this? As a White Cell member, those are some of the folks, those are the main target of Red Cell, right? White Cell personnel are the main target of Red Cell. However, White Cell thinks, oh, we're above the battle. We must only have our Blue 4 engaged. Blue 4 gets stuck in the middle, I get that. If you think you're a good guy and you're Blue 4 right now, A, you're not a good guy. Look around you. When you say things like this, and I'm going to insert a video.
It's not. I know. You guys are just here. You guys are just here.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you at all.
I understand.
Knock on the door. We just
Sure.
enforce the laws. We don't make the laws. So.
Sure.
For that female ATF agent, I don't make the laws, I just enforce them. You are literally the fucking problem. Okay? In Audacity, White Cell is going to count themselves out of the action. You would not dare to attack them, especially because they have Blue 4 as a stopgap for you as Red Cell. Those laws are not made for Red Cell and Op 4 and everybody to get together, right, peaceably. Those laws are so you don't go out and destroy White Cell utterly and completely. Because just like a Bug's Life ants, we outnumber them millions to 1. And if we ever catch wind of that, things will fucking change. Well, you're not going to vote your way out of it. So it's probably going to have to change with the cartridge box because nobody's listening to the soapbox and your ballot is not counting at the ballot box. Right? Just remember that. Okay, cool. Next combat concept, concentration. So I usually equate this to concentration of fires. And y'all are back behind the camera. So concentration is the massing of overwhelming effects of combat power to achieve a single purpose. All right. Yada, yada. I'm going to throw the actual definition up here. That's just the first line of it. Whenever we say concentration, usually we equate this in the Army to amassing firepower. What does that mean? Well, I'm going to give you guys a little tiny video of me playing with my toys. But what that means is we have 3 guys for a single purpose of taking this objective. We are attacking one singular target. Doesn't matter which target it is. No, because after we attack it, we just want to make sure that that target in particular is unalived. Once we confirm that at the very least, one singular target has taken on positive effects from our fire in LARP, in Minecraft. Once they take positive effects means they hide, they fall down, they're unalived, right? Or they cannot move. So usually what you want, find, fix, and finish. Find, so we know location. Fix, your effective firepower made them hide and they cannot move. Finish, they're unalived in Minecraft, right? Okay, cool. Surprise, attacking the enemy at a time or place they do not expect in a manner for which they are unprepared. Or in a manner for which they are unprepared. All right. Let's get away from red cell versus blue 4 real quick, because white cell, main target, again, right, for a red cell guerrilla guy. They're wholly unprepared. They have to have blue 4 there, right? They have to have blue 4 there. Otherwise, they can't fucking deal with you. All right? When you are catching someone in a place they do not expect, their house, where does blue 4 attack you as a normal green 4 citizen? Where does blue 4 attack you? Nose reveal. Yeah, that ain't going in there. Where does blue 4 attack you as gray or op 4? They go to your house. They go to your grandma's house. The people stealing your rights are people that exist and have addresses. Dads, moms, grandma, grandpa, kids. Husbands and wives. Okay? Tempo. The relative speed and rhythm of military operations over time with respect to the enemy. Okay. This is the speed of your attacks. Here's the thing with tempo. Because it looks like we're getting so much more closer to kinetic while we're airsofting. So much more closer to kinetic while we're playing around in Minecraft or LARPing around. You can feel it, man. It's like almost palpable and electric. Tempo. I would like to equate this to you cannot stop until it's over, especially in your area. Why? It's kind of those things where it's like, hey, are you going to go take Appalachia? No, because somebody is already there, right? Hey, are you going to take the Cascade Mountains? No, because somebody is already there. It's too hard to go take it. It's not worth it, right? Like, let them die off kind of deal is what White Cell's going to say. First of all, they're going to try to use their peaceable terms, which is, hey, you fucking poor, we're stealing your fucking money, we're shutting your banks down. Oh my god, your banks are shutting down, right? Insert that, exclamation point. And because your banks are shutting down, and you, even with your money is so worthless to us, we know that your money is worthless, we're just going to send a guy with a gun, blue 4, probably the sheriff, to go to your house and relieve you of your property, and we're going to win no matter what, right? So what happens when you don't fucking leave? They don't really have a plan of action for that. What happens when you don't leave and you're extremely militant about that? The only thing that they're going to be able to do is attack you with more blue 4. Tempo, for us as red cell guys, for the red cell, in Minecraft, in LARP, in Airsoft, tempo means once you start, you are going to not be at your house. You're going to be going until you can no longer carry out the mission. This means you've run out of supplies. You need to go to the respawn point, right? Since we're airsofting out here, you got to go to the respawn point. Or you have no supplies. I think really those are the only two conditions, right? Or you haven't slept in a fucking month, right? Prepare to be tired. You're going to get like 2 hours of sleep. Definitely don't go to your house. It's the first place Blue 4 is going to pick you up, right? We're playing Airsoft against pros, guys. All right, so initiative. I'm not even going to try to break this one down. Operational initiative is setting the standards of the conflict in your favor before the battle. The thing is about initiative, let's break it down video game and D&D style, right? When you enter combat in D&D, what's the first thing you do? You roll for initiative. You're going to see who goes first. Blue 4 in the Airsoft world, in LARPing, in Minecraft, they already have the initiative, okay? We see this in the laws that are being created. Red flag laws are out there to ensure that it doesn't matter if you own this. You're not going to be able to own this. And they already set the tasks they already set up the scenario to where, oh, you're legally allowed to have guns, but at blue for. Well, you shot at blue for because it's the middle of the fucking night. You don't know who's entering your house, right? It could be anybody. So I'm going to flag you guys for a second and beam you in the eyes with a flashlight. So if this is going to set you off, turn your head for a second. I promise I'm just going to beam you with a flashlight. You come in, somebody comes into your house 3 o'clock in the fucking morning, because that's when raids happen, right? Hey, blue 4! Hey, blue 4! Hey, blue 4! Show me your hands! Can you tell what I am, or do you just see a bright fucking light? Anybody. Like, if Op 4 was intelligent, because they are. Bad guys are not dumb. If Op 4 came to your house with bright-ass lights, kicked in the door, and started shining lights in your face, can you tell the difference as gray 4 or red cell or green 4? Can you tell the difference in what's behind that light? Right? At this point, we're already going to get shot at. We already know that. Somebody is in our house with a light, probably on a weapon system. We can't tell. We're airsofting out here, minding our own fucking business. And then all of a sudden, in the middle of the night, somebody comes to your home and fucks you over for absolutely no reason. It doesn't matter if they yell that they're blue 4, right? I don't know that. An intelligent bad guy would say, hey, I'm blue 4, right? Intelligent Op 4, which doesn't matter because we know blue 4 is the bad guy also anyhow, right? According to the Constitution kind of deal. All right, so initiative is who goes first. White cell and blue 4 already have initiative. You can take it back. That's actually pretty simple on how to take it back. But once you take that initiative and kinetic airsoft has happened, your tempo must increase until you can no longer keep up that tempo. So even 5, 6, 7 days of very fast tempo time will put a massive dent in white cell blue 4 operations. All right, let's go to the next one. Because I didn't say we were going to go over tempo, but I did. Or sorry, initiative, but I did. All right, the next thing is standoff. So what is standoff? I should have brought my pistol out here, but again, you guys are going to get toys, right? We're going to show you toys. What does standoff look like? Pause for here and then record. Standoff is I have a superior weapon system, or rather, okay, let's give the actual definition, which I gave it because I could not find one, right? Standoff is the difference between the distance in capability of a weapon, optic, and operator versus another weapon, optic, and operator. What do I mean by this? Well, I mean that pretend I have handgun. The military is going to tell you that the effective range of any handgun is about 50 meters. Okay, so for us civilians out there, a little bit longer than 50 yards, right? So about 50, 55, 60 yards, I think. Math. Not great at it. Not long range target interdiction, okay? However, with that 50 yards, let's say somebody else has rifle and their engagement distance is probably about 600 yards is what the military says, right? Well, now we have to break it down to what optics are on the pistol, because a red dot can greatly increase. Hey, that's at 100 yards. That's at 100 yards. Ding! Oh, cool, I hit it. Because if you stick a red dot on a pistol, you now only have one plane of focus. All you're looking to do is put red on black and let it crack, and good to go, right? Because you got those little silhouette targets. The rifle, under perfect conditions, is probably going to be about 600. However, a lot of people have a difficult time getting out to 300 yards, especially with just iron sights. So we kind of shortened it. So let's just say, for math's sake, pistol with 50 yards, rifle with 300 yards. that means the rifle, or the person with the rifle, has a standoff of 250 yards. The difference between the effective ranges of two weapon systems, right? And their operators and their optics. Now, let's say rifle has a piece of glass on it, and that shooter is now trained, and they can easily engage targets at 600 yards. Your standoff is going to be 550 yards. Now let's say that pistol operator is very well trained, has a red dot, and can shoot out to 100 yards. Your standoff is considerably shorter, and now you've dropped it from 600 to 5, or from 300 to 2. The purpose of this is saying you want as much standoff away from the enemy as possible, meaning it's safe for you to shoot at them, and they are at a severe disadvantage, and it is probably not safe for them to shoot back. Even if they wanted to, they might not be able to see you, find you, fix you, and finish you. Right? So there's that. Overmatch. Overmatch, I think, is the last concept that I'm going to be talking about today. Overmatch is, let's just say that you're clearly outgunned. Overmatch is, well, I'll actually just, I'll put the thing in here. So pause video, let that run for a fucking minute, and then tell you guys what Overmatch really is. But basically, what is Overmatch? Overmatch is, let's pretend that you're one singular guy, right? Because you are. And you're going up against 20 other dudes. You are overmatched. You are not winning that gunfight. You're not winning any fight. You're probably going to be attacked and killed relatively quickly. Those numbers are important. The numbers that I give you, by the way. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, hint, hint. Right? 20 dudes against one is a very clear overmatch. Let's go to the world of Red Cell. 3 dudes or 6 dudes against one with a concentration of fires or a amassing of fires on the target until the target goes away is Overmatch. Okay? You're not necessarily fighting. I get it, right? Let's go back to Christie and let's go back to Bear from Bear Nation. No, you're not fighting the infantry. Okay, well, first of all, White Cell is not going to use the infantry. White Cell is going to use Blue 4 because that's what they do. They already have been using Blue 4, right? Most deadly course of action, yeah, sure, they'll use the infantry, right? Most probable, most likely course of action is they're comfortable where they are. They're going to continue to use Blue 4 against you by writing new lawfare that makes you the bad guy for your existence as Red Cell, right? You're the bad guy for existing. And they expect no pushback, so they're going to continue to do the most likely course of action. We'll get into the most likely and most deadly stuff later, all right? But these combat concepts is what I'm going to call them. These all come straight from the book. You guessed it, ATP 3-21.8. And I hope you guys really have a good day. I hope you guys got something out of this. I'm going to go ahead and edit it. I'm going to go ahead and actually do my regular day job so I can get money. And maybe next week I'll have the Patreon up, and that way I can beg for money because, yeah, you know, oh boy, sure, I could use the help, you know. If you guys like this stuff, cool beans. If you don't like this stuff, I'd say get fucked, but this is information that I'm trying to get out to the normal, everyday person, right? Your gray cell, your gray 4, and your green 4. I'm trying to turn you greens into grays and your gray 4s into red cell. Get your 3 guys, right? Let's throw a couple of marching orders out there. That way they can call me a Christian militia violent extremist, right? Get your 3 guys. Study the Bible together. Study the Constitution together. The original, unamended, unabashed Constitution. You're going to see that income tax didn't exist until 1913, and that's kind of when the country started going to shit, is when the federal government started taxing people's incomes, because certain folks don't like it when other people can make their own businesses and get rich doing their own thing. They need drones. That's what they need. They need drones, right? Well, being a drone is not the American way, right? Other marching orders. If you're in debt, get out of debt first. If you don't have food, get food second. If you don't have gun, get blaster rifle third, then go train with it. You're allowed to train with it, okay? That doesn't mean go out and hurt anybody. The last thing is talk to your neighbor. And even if they don't like you, attempt to help them out. And if none of your neighbors like you, it's probably time to move to the middle of nowhere and start growing potatoes. All right? That's been Red Cell today in transmission.